Okay, I just wanted to make this video because I had some thoughts on my mind that are weighing heavily still, and I always feel conflicted when I try to make content, and I know my channel isn't really doing well, or the content I make is something that people want to watch, but so I always go through this thought process of like, oh, I'm broke as heck, so I need to make money somehow. I got traditional employment, which I'm always looking at, obviously. And then if I want to go the route of making content on YouTube, then I have to kind of up the ante and sort of, focus on like, what kind of content do I want to make that people would want to watch? And, because how you make money is you get a lot of views, and then you get ad revenue, and then sponsorships and so forth, and you can sell merch and all that. So I'm thinking about like, man, what kind of content can I make? And I go through all these ideas I have for things that I can do, the strengths that I have. The thing that I can do the best is write a script. I can write pretty decent scripts. I have very few scripted videos for kind of like reviews or essays, and they do pretty okay. I had one for Mr. Robot, but unfortunately that was blocked in the US, so it was only available outside of the US, but that video was pretty okay too, in my opinion. But the conflict I have is when I look at society today and I observe, how people interact with, digital media, it doesn't look too good, it doesn't feel too good. Like, the thing that I'm struggling with is that like the world seems to be pushing mindless consumption just everywhere, like for every area, every field. Like, you always have to be listening to music. You can't deal with silence, right? The average person now, you're always watching something on YouTube. Maybe you watch Twitch, or heaven forbid, Kick. Like, you're always reading webtoons on your phone now. Like, at your fingertips, you have so much things you can consume, and then you're always shopping, you're buying stuff on Temu, maybe not Temu, but like, you're always consuming, could be food, whatever it is. And when I look at that, it's super unhealthy because it prevents people from being just present, like present in the moment. And it kind of takes away all of your time, all of your attention, and a lot of your money. And when I look at that, I find that unethical. If you're a person actively engaging in producing that digital drug, essentially, and stealing people's time and money, I don't know, I find it highly unethical. Now, you could argue that there are benefits to some forms of content you're making in terms of it being educational, but some might even say it's quote unquote inspirational, and I find that super cringe because it doesn't really make any sort of difference. It doesn't like inspire people to do stuff most of the time. Some people do though. Like, I had this conversation on Twitch, and there's a developer named Justin6, and he was mentioning how Total Biscuit basically inspired him to become a game developer and a YouTuber. So that's awesome. I'm pretty sure there are people out there that genuinely did inspire people to do something. But when I look at the average person, myself included, the inspiration that I get from a video lasts like 10 seconds, and after that, you don't really do anything. You just think about like, oh, you watch like an anime or a YouTube video of someone who's really good at violin, and you're like, maybe I'll play violin. And then it just dies there. It doesn't really progress and bear fruit. Anyways, that's what I've been thinking about. And the worst part is it's impacting children the most. For any platform, the largest demographic are kids. It's like literally 6 to 7 year old kids, and that's what makes up the majority of the fan base. And when I think about the fact that, if I were to make content and my channel did well, I would be essentially taking away the attention of kids. And because for you to make money, you have to keep generating content, it won't stop, right? So that's the ethical dilemma I have, the moral dilemma that I'm struggling with internally, where I'm looking at the world, and especially for places that have enough of infrastructure for internet and cell phones that are available cheaply enough and internet access is cheap enough, it doesn't look good to me where people are just always consuming. And this kind of struck me because it was more obvious when I went to Korea, where almost every person, whenever I went on the bus or the train, even just walking, people were always looking at their phone. No one actually looked around. And I get it, because if the train is kind of packed, you might be sitting down and then there's a person holding the rail above, and they're like looking straight down. They're like right in front of you, right? So it's kind of awkward to kind of look around, but I get that. And as an introvert, sometimes you just look at your phone. You don't really, like, for me, I don't like consuming all that much, so I just look at my phone and there's nothing on there. But I want people to leave me alone, so I just pretend like I'm looking at something. But it just, yeah, I don't know, it doesn't feel good. So like I've been struggling with, like, do I just delete my YouTube channel and my blog and my podcast feeds? Like, I wouldn't mind wiping everything out, including my own Steam account. And yeah, games are another thing. It's like everything is a digital drug, and people are pushing it so that you get addicted. It's a battle for your attention, your time, and your money. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I like making content. Even crappy videos like this that no one will probably watch and no one will enjoy. But like, yeah, I enjoy it, but at the same time, it's like, it's not really good. It's not good for society at large. Like, if I make this video and release it, is it gonna make it a better place? Is it gonna make the world a better place? Is it gonna make someone's life better? And I don't think it will. Especially if I were to blow up on YouTube or anywhere else and get a lot of people watching my stuff, like, would it necessarily be beneficial? And I have a hard time seeing a situation where it is. That's why I'm struggling, because I think for people making content out there who are only interested in the numbers and just trying to get the numbers high, I think one thing to consider is the fact that you are influencing a large amount of kids, because kids are the primary audience for most of these platforms. And there comes a heavy burden to recognize that you can do a lot of harm to the future generation of this planet. So people look at the clout they can get, the money, and they kind of lose focus of that. And I'm always thinking about that, because time has worn me down. I'm not really a pleasant person to interact with. There's like a few teenagers dropping by and my channel when I stream on Twitch, and I'm always kind of hard on them, because like, this is something y'all learn if you're young, but like, teenagers don't know what it means to respect somebody. They really don't. Most of them don't. So like, they have the kind of this view where it's like very self-focused, understandably, because we all went through it, right? But it's like, in their mind's eye, they are the only person that exists, and so they want to be validated by others, but they won't return that same validation. Like, for example, I've been doing YouTube for a while, unsuccessfully, but like, I've been getting more comfortable with the platform, and I think I have a feel for like what would do better. Like, I have an idea now of like how to make content and package everything so that it performs better, and not just on the platform, but like people would enjoy watching it. And so, this person told me, like, you don't know what you're talking about. I was like, what do you mean? I've actually been doing this, like, I've actually been coding. I've been doing all this sort of stuff. So in their mind, since I have no clout, I must not know anything. And that's very annoying. So like, I respond in a very, very kind of harsh manner when, I should be more patient. But yeah, I don't know where it's going with that. I lost my train of thought. Going back though, yeah, there's a huge impact you have the more successful you get on any platform. And it's not just about the money, you know? That's why I would rather work a normie job and never touch content ever again, because, I mean, unless you're doing something illegal. Like, the amount of harm you do is way less, you know? Anyways, that's what I've been thinking about. I don't know. I'm always struggling with this, and if my channel ever gets deleted out of nowhere, it's because I decided to, you know, basically wipe anything online and just live offline. Yeah, I don't know, man. Also, another thing too, like, I get fatigued from consuming content. It's the same with modern game design, where you don't feel like playing it. Especially, I played a lot of games, alright? I played like 150 games every year for review. Most of them indie titles, but when you like dissect the gameplay loop and you realize that things are in there to artificially inflate the time that you're spending on the game, you get very tired of it. And it's the same with like TV shows, movies, anime, whatever form of content you're consuming. A lot of it is engineered to kind of steal your time. Like YouTube videos especially, you know how people say put the car crash in the front to grab someone's attention, give a peek at the end, and then you go through the video, right? There's like a format, it's been broken down, it's like almost a science. But like when I watch a video and it feels the same as every other single video, then it's just like, what? Like, I don't want to watch it anymore. Like, it doesn't feel like there's a purpose for the video other than to make sure that I watch it as long as possible, and it doesn't really give me anything in return. So like, I can do fine without consuming anything online. Probably will go crazy though without at least reading a book, you know, every once in a while or something. Maybe watching a movie every once in a while or something. But yeah, okay, that was a long rambly video, but it's been something I've been thinking about. I hope you can get, you know, what I'm laying down here. I didn't really, you know, extrapolate what's in my mind very clearly, but it's always in here. I could get better at doing that, but I don't know. It's something I'm always thinking about, and I'm always hesitant to go ham on YouTube or whatever I want to do, because, you know, I'm always worried about the consequences if I do succeed, right? Other than making money, obviously, which is something I want to do, but like, yeah. Anyways, that's gonna be it. Thanks for watching, and yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll catch you guys next time.